Goobers and Goobettes, welcome back to the Sammy Hutt Cast, Episode 4. We made it, Episode 4. We're so back, like we never left. What's going on, guys? What's happening? I don't know, lots going on with me right now. Lots going on with me. This is the Thanksgiving special. Yeah, that time of year. Get that turkey out, get the green beans, get the mashed potatoes, get the cornbread, get the mac and cheese. If the mac and cheese ain't mixing like the sound of good poo-tang, then I don't want it. All right. Like I said before, last episode, we're gonna stop saying and like. So that's twice on 3 times now. But we're gonna stop that. But we're here. We made it. We did it. You know? What's going on? What's new with me? I had a good Friendsgiving this year. Had a fun Friendsgiving. Had a big Friendsgiving, yeah. Had our first ever Friendsgiving Beyblade tournament. Guess who won? This guy. This guy won. Yeah, they thought I'd lose. They thought I wouldn't bring out the meta. But boy, oh boy, let me tell you. We played this game called Beyblade. Yeah, some of you guys might remember this back in the day. The spinning tops. Yeah, I purposely bought the meta online to win. They thought, all my friends, it was so funny. They're doing like hours of research, hours of playing. Dude, I just looked on ChatGPT. What's the best Beyblade? Wand Wizard, baby. And we made an agreement, me and my friends, that the Beyblades couldn't be modified, but we could bring our own stock Ripper, which is like the thing that like you use to like twirl this thing around. Here, check out my Ripper. Oh yeah, we got the modified plumber's wrench. Electrical tape grip. Let's watch this baby go. You load it up like this. Bada bing, bada. Oh, yeah. It's hitting the glass. We did it, though. We won. Yeah, it was a tough tournament. It had some fierce competition. Some of the guys actually figured out some metas of their own, but let me tell you, they're just not as meta as me. Sammy the Meta Hutt. This thing will go all night if I really wanted it to. Got the stamina type. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Absolutely destroyed. By the end, everyone was booing me. I got booed. When they're all like, boo! I just went. And I won. I beat him out. I did it. I am him. And I will always be him. Won the tournament. Got the Beyblade. We got the win. Thanksgiving, baby. One of my favorite times of the year. Oh, yeah. Friendsgiving was fun. It was a good time. Got to see all my friends. Got to try out some of our cooking. Only 2 of us got sick. One of them got sick from eating chilies the night after. And I went home and I got liquor sick off of some terrible tequila. So it was a good Friendsgiving. No actual food poisoning. It was fun. It's a good time. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot going on this Thanksgiving. A lot of things to talk about. I remember last Thanksgiving when last Thanksgiving was the presidential election. It was around that time. It was like right before. No. The presidential election was right before Thanksgiving. So I just remember everyone and their mother talking about it, talking about how Trump won, talking about how Kamala lost. Somehow. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that was a legendary Thanksgiving. That was fun. And it was a good time. I'm not gonna lie. like in the air last Thanksgiving, everyone was kind of like, yeah, we knew she was gonna lose. But like let me tell you, the day after too, I went to work like that weekend after. And there was a guy, I went to this guy's house because I'm an electrician, right? There was a Kamala sign on the front yard. And I remember I got into the house before this guy entered his Zoom call meeting. And I listened to him. He opens up the call. He's like, hey, guys. Yeah, I heard the news. Yeah, let's move on. He was just talking in like a defeated voice all morning. I'm not political, guys. I'm not here to talk about that. But let me tell you, that was a fun Thanksgiving. But let me tell you, this Thanksgiving is going to be interesting, right? Because now the situation's changed. Everything's different. We got the Epstein list possibly coming out. We got unemployment happening like crazy, bro. My generation is cooked. I'm not. I'm an electrician. I fill upwards somehow. I don't want to say like I fucked up my life so I became a tradesman, because that's not true. Like, becoming an actual tradesman is a really tough thing. There's a lot of education needed, a lot of hard work. You learn a lot of things. And here, let me take this Zin out real quick. But it's a lot to it to be a tradesman. Now at the time, I think I told you guys on the first episode, but at the time when I first decided to become an electrician, this whole AI stuff, all this stuff about the future, about the H-1B visa workers, unemployment, housing situation, that wasn't really too big of a thing. In fact, when I first got into the trades, and even a little bit later, it was quiet quitting. I don't know if you guys forgot about that, but the quiet quitting was so crazy back then. Like, people would literally purposely try and quit their jobs by not doing anything so they wouldn't have to work. How the tables have turned, my friends. Oh my God. Everyone right now, like a lot of these people I know who went to college, not everyone. I mean, a lot of people landed on their feet all right. A lot of people figured out, all right, so this route ain't working, so how can I make this work? A lot of my friends who went to college, they landed on their feet all right because they figured out what's going on. They figured out what the meta is now. The meta. Yeah, so a lot of different things to talk about this Thanksgiving, right? I think the first thing I want to mention is the the old Epstein list. Oh yeah. DOJ is asking the judges to release the files. That ain't gonna happen. Y'all know that ain't. It's gonna be blurred out, like you see in like the old the Black Ops 1 story campaign about how they would have like the numbers, Mason. What do they mean? They have the files in the cutscenes and be like blacked out with Sharpie. Yeah, that's gonna be the Epstein files coming out. That shit's never coming out, son. That shit's gone. I think this Thanksgiving we should have an over-under on who's gonna be on the list. You know what I mean? All right, which politician do I think is gonna be a weirdo this Thanksgiving? That's gonna be the main topic of what's going on at the table. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time speaking. It is what it is. But no, it's gonna be some interesting conversations this year. We're all gonna be around the table, enjoying our slices of turkey. I'm gonna ask my grandmother. So hey, Grandma, who do you think's a pedophile? She's gonna be like, what? What did you say? Sorry. I said, which is your favorite Hallmark movie right now? The one about the boyfriend who got dumped and the girlfriend who found her true love on the farm because the boyfriend got laid off due to AI. All right. That's cool, Grandma. That's cool. That's gonna be the conversation at the table this year, man. Oh, I don't know. Last Thanksgiving was pretty legendary. I'm gonna miss it. This one's gonna be interesting, though. I know a lot of families around the States are gonna be having their kids unemployed. What did you do this year, grandson? Nothing. I applied to 600 jobs and nothing hit. Man, I feel bad. I feel bad for my generation. We're kind of cooked, man. I'm not gonna lie. We're in a tough time right now. I mean, I'm not cooked. I'm gonna be all right as long as the economy doesn't fully crash. I'm not stressing, but everyone else is. Everyone else is in a tough spot right now. I don't know what to say, man. I don't want to be that guy who's like, all right, bud, see you on the oil fields. Because I'm not that guy. I'm not a dickhead. I don't want, a lot of kids my age, it was like the same situation with me, right? Like they went off to college. AI wasn't really a big thing. I went into the trades. AI wasn't really a big thing. Then it became a thing, and now, like 10% of my generation is unemployed, and mass layoffs are happening. Oh, man. What a time to be alive, my friends. What a time. Yeah, I know Verizon was doing like some crazy layoffs too recently. They're laying off like a gazillion people each month or something like that so they could pass, was it the Warren Act or something like that? I don't know. The Warren Act, it's some act where it's like you can't lay off more than 50 people or else you got to give them some pay or something, compensation. I forget the word. Some compensation for their time. Verizon is playing it slick. I respect the game, but like, damn, that sucks. I was actually looking online to see if I could find... So there was a video I saw about, how AI is causing these jobs for young people. Like, they can't find a job. And I saw this one clip of this girl who somehow got a job for Verizon saying, if you work really hard and you really hustle, you might be able to find something. I'm not trying to say I'm hoping for this girl to be laid off with everyone else at Verizon, but it sure would be funny to see her LinkedIn saying Verizon 2024 to 2025. I know. I'm not. Listen, guys, I'm not the good guy in this story. I'm just the comedian electrician who's just talking about it. All right. It's tough, though. It's tough. It really is. I mean, if you really look at what the unemployment stats are right now, uh, college college grads face one of the toughest job markets in a decade right now. Yeah, I'd say so. Not only are they having competition with foreign workers, which I don't know if I can't blame the foreign workers looking for a better life. You know, that's life for you. People are going to be hustling, but you got these kids my age, thousands of dollars in debt, and they can't even find a job in their field, bro. That is fucking brutal, man. Couldn't be me, but it's just so tough to hear. I'm sorry, guys. And to all my white collar hustlers, to all my college grads out there who are putting in the work trying to find a job after 500 applications, I'm so sorry. I remember when I was an apprentice. See, when you're an apprentice as an electrician, when you're an apprentice trying to like get your way through, let me tell you, I'm not saying it's like that because I didn't have to go through 500 applications. I had to go through like 3, and then I just hit up a buddy. No, a buddy hit me up asking me if I wanted a job to work with him in his company. God bless Noah. Shout out to Noah. He hooked me up, and next thing you know, it's been 3 years. I got my license, and I'm kind of set for life. But like, let me tell you, if you don't got nepotism in your back pocket, whew, brother. I feel bad. Yeah. It's just such a tough time right now, I guess. It's brutal. No, it really is. Like, imagine spending 4 years of just hustling and bustling and studying and some partying, I'm guessing. A lot of partying, I'm guessing. I don't know. I never went to college. I never had any intentions of going to college. But just imagine spending all that time and money and resources working as hard as you can to get that degree, only to get shut out by ChatGPT and H-1B visa workers. Damn, dog. Damn. That is something else, man. Let me tell you, that is brutal. I'm sorry to hear it, man. It's crazy. No, it really is. I mean, I don't really know. It's just like, what a time to be alive, right? I guess what do we have to compare with times like this? I guess we had the '08 recession when the housing market crashed. That was something, right? I guess a lot of people weren't able to find jobs back then. I was listening to some Tim Pool clips the other day about it. I'm not a Tim. Listen, not political guys, but listening to Tim Pool talk about how back in the day he was trying to find a job during the crisis, and there was just nothing around, and he just had to keep searching and searching until he found something. And I guess that's what it is for you guys out there with the college degrees, man. I don't know where you go from here. Like for me, when I first got into the trades, I took any job, any opportunity I can. And I don't even know if they have those opportunities right now. You know, it's like trying to find. I'm saying it's a lot too. I'm gonna have to put that on my list of words to not say. But it's just, I can imagine it's got to be tough trying to go out there. You're fresh on the market. You're basically green, right? You're basically like an apprentice who's green as grass, and you got some little certificate saying I've experienced in X, Y, and Z. Please hire me. But no one wants the experience. You know, thinking about it, it's a lot like my world when I first got into the trades. Well, welcome to my world, guys. World of pain. Starting from the bottom is tough. I'm not going to lie. Starting from just nothing is brutal. Now, imagine starting from nothing where you got a billion other people who are trying to start from nothing too, trying to find just some type of job to work on and do stuff with and get experience. It's got to be brutal. I could imagine. It's got to be tough. It's got to be something, you know. It's definitely an experience. I don't know how long it's going to be. I think with this AI stuff, we're definitely in a bubble right now, an AI bubble. If you look into some research, you look into some YouTube videos, you just do your own independent research, you'll find that the economy, listen, guys, I'm not financially educated by all means. I'm just a shitty comedian, a shitty stand-up open mic comedian who's an electrician. But from what I could tell online, we're in an AI bubble where these AI companies are throwing money at each other, like billions and billions and millions of dollars that keep funding each other. And that's how the economy is staying up right now. Because I know for a fact that the way the economy is a lot of people are feeling this impact of the layoffs. Those COVID prices never went down. Now to top it all off, kids my age can't find a job. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal out here. But starting from nothing is tough. It really is. I know the feeling. When I first started working in the trades... Oh, no, that's the wrong. When I first started working in the trades, let me tell you, I first started with a company where my teacher put me on, God bless his soul. He put me onto this company. I had to drive like an hour out every morning. It sucked. That's the commuter life. What can you do? I drove out for an hour. I was there for 3 months. I got through it. And then they sent me into the city. And oh boy, I was not in the nice part of the city. I was in the tough part of the city. I was worried my car was going to get broken into. That type of part of the city. Now at the time I drove a shitbox, so I never have to worry about that. But I was at that job for about 3 weeks before I said, you know what, this ain't worth it anymore. I'm done. And I cashed out, and by some odd miracle... What's cool about the trades is by some odd miracle, I was able to just keep emailing these companies, and one of them reached out to me and hired me, and I was there for like a year and a half. What's cool about the trades is that there's still that old-fashioned style of walk into some guy's office, give him a firm handshake, here's my application, I'm ready to go, I got the tools in the trunk, let's do this. And that's still a thing, which is like really interesting, because now from what I can tell with these college kids, you're cooked. You can't even do that anymore. You can't just walk into some random job with your application. I'm Joe Schmo. Pleasure to meet you. Will you hire me? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Like, that's how they would treat the kids. That's from all I've read online. All I've read online and seeing from talking to some certain people is that, like, that's just not it. You got to have the connections. You got to have the experience. You got to have some sort of in with these companies. I'm not too sure what type of in. Maybe it's just nepotistic like me. Hey. You know, don't hate the player, bro. Hate the game. That's what it is. But I think trying to start from the bottom up is tough. And then to top it off, you have these degrees, right? Like computer science, for example. From what I can tell, it's getting phased out. It's completely getting phased out by AI. There's these certain job fields that were once a thing that people my age spent 4 years working on to get a degree from that's now getting phased out. Like, what kind of fucking switcheroo is that, dude? What kind of fucking rug pull is that? That's a rug pull, right? Isn't that a rug pull? Like, that's a meme coin rug pull right there. Someone got a degree in computer science pee-pee poo-poo coin, and now they can't even fucking get a job with it. I just don't get how this is a thing. How are these colleges letting these kids get these degrees that they know? Well, I guess back in the day they didn't know, but they know now that you might not get a job from. Like, how is this happening right now? Who's letting this happen? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The unemployment rate, man. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. I feel really bad for guys my age, guys and gals my age, just trying to find some work, get their life started. It's weird. No, it really is weird just trying to do it. Here, let's take this down. All right, let's get this out of here. It's absolutely brutal, man. This coffee is cold, by the way. I made a hot pot earlier. Now it's cold. That's fun. It's heart-wrenching to see this happen to people my age. They're just trying to do the right thing in life. Trying to find the job, trying to find the family, trying to buy the house, trying to just do life, live the American dream, and that's just getting snatched up by everything around them, you know? It's something else. It really is. And I think going around the Thanksgiving table this year is going to be a weird one for guys my age. Your grandparents going to be like, how's it going? How's it been since you've been out of school? Well, I'm a Diamond League in League of Legends, so that's something. My TikTok got 4 million views. Still not getting paid. What else? I learned a new dance. Yeah. Like, bro. Oh no, bozo. Leave a comment, guys. Just tell me how the job market's doing. I don't know. I'm not in that world. I'm in my own world. I'm in my own realm. That's the weird thing about being in the trades. Like, once you get really into it, you kind of lose conscious on the surrounding world. You're more focused about, okay, where's the next job? Who's paying me? What's going on? It's sort of like the best way I could describe trade work in some ways is it kind of reminds me of like feudalistic Japan back in like between like I guess the 14 to 1600s, where it's like you had the social class system and then you had like samurai. These samurai would work for different lords and do jobs and do stuff for them, and then eventually sometimes like later on they'd start hopping around different lords to work for them. And that's what trade work is kind of like. Like, you might find a good boss or a good company. They might take care of you for a couple of years. You might end up staying with them your whole career. Who knows? But for trade workers, a lot of it is like either you find a good company and you're with them for a little bit, you hang out, you do your thing, or maybe you're like a subcontractor for a physical contractor, and you're doing jobs for them, and he sends you to different jobs, and then you find other contractors you work for. Why I like to promote the trades is I like the freedom about it. Like, I don't have to get worried about getting outsourced to AI. I don't have to get worried about being outsourced to another guy because you have the license, and that license is really like your golden ticket. That's what they would call it back in school. When you get your HVAC, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, I don't know about carpentry, but when you get a specific technical trade, once you get the license, that's your golden ticket. That's your, hey, I'm experienced. Let me get to work. They say, okay, I can put you on a job alone and do your thing. Go get to work. And they throw you on the job and you do it. And that's what I really like about it. That's what I really like about the trades. You're not relying on some company or some big corporation to pay your bills. Like, if you really wanted to, you could go solo. You could do side work. You could work for multiple companies. No one's holding you against that. You know, you got your main company during the week, then you work for another company on the weekend, or maybe you're part-time with one company, you're part-time for another, and then you do your own side work on the weekends, or you just go out on your own and do your own thing as long as you want. There's so many different options about trades that just no one's really talking about it. It's just kind of crazy to hear that. It really is. No, it really is. Like... And I know there's a bunch of apprentices out there saying, like, it's hard for me to get a job. I can't find a job right now. Listen, I get it. The thing about being an apprentice is that you're not worth anything. Without that golden ticket, you're not worth a dime. Especially with these really new green kids. I would pay you to stay off my job site. Just keep you off from fucking up whatever I'm doing. Because, excuse me. 50% of the time when you got these green kids out there, they're almost messing up the job. It's like they're more likely to fuck up the job than actually do it. So when you're green as grass and you're in the trades, it's really important to just find a company and just tough it out as long as you can. Get the experience, get that shit on the paper, make sure you get the hours written down for it. Bing, bada, boom. If you lose your job, hey, I got a year and a half at this company. I got 6 months at that company. Like, I'm 2 years in. Let me get, like, come on. And the thing is, too, is once you're like a third year, fourth year apprentice for a lot of different trades, a lot of companies will pick you up because they're like, all right, you're close to getting your license. We can take on that liability and risk. Come aboard. And that's sort of the keys to the trade is when you're young and you're trying to break in, you just gotta hustle. You just gotta deal with whatever bullshit comes. Obviously, it's been a couple of years since I've been like a green apprentice, so I don't really know what the new norm is. I'm assuming the market's probably a little bit more tough now because, like, AI and other workers getting outsourced to companies. I'm sure a lot of young guys who are trying to make a break in are having to deal with more competition now. Although I wouldn't be surprised if trades still aren't getting promoted because, like, those college people pay for those student counselors to promote their colleges, bro. That's what it is. It almost feels like a racket, to be honest with you, if you really think about it, right? Like these schools have these colleges come to this 4-year school. Come to this 4-year school. It only costs you $60K. It only costs you $40K, but don't worry, you'll get a job right after it. like how is that even remote, like closely fit? How is that like right on a moral standpoint? How is it right for guidance counselors and these college people coming into these high schools telling these young kids, don't worry, you'll find a job once you get this degree, to then these young kids, they're in like 20, 40, 60K worth of debt, and then they can't find a fucking job in that field. How is that morally right? I don't get it. Let me tell you, my trade school, bro, I did like an advanced, and also trade schools can kind of be like that, bro. You got to be careful about when you're picking out a trade school. See, a good trade school, right? A good trade school, especially if you've never used tools before. Now, there's really two routes to go about it, right? You could go with a trade school that kind of shows you how to use some tools, or you could try and be green as grass and find a company. Now, honestly, in today's world, I just don't. It's kind of more tough to be green as grass and walk into a company with no experience. I would say if you could find a trade school that does some sort of program where you might be able to learn with some tools, might get some hands-on experience. It looks better on paper. You might get hired, but either way, I mean, it's really tough. But like if you could, like the trade school I went to was about 7K for like 2 years of experience for the education-wise. Work-wise, it was about like 600 hours, 800 hours. It's like basically nothing. You need like 8,000 hours of work hours to get your license. So those school hours were useful, but the real main thing was that I got my tools from the trade school and I got some work experience, and that really helped me get some jobs. So if you could find that like sweet middle point, that, or unless you have previous experience with tools. If you have previous experience with tools, you have a better chance of getting hired than the guy who doesn't, and that's just what it is. It's the same with college, right? It's the same with these kids, these college-educated kids who maybe have worked a job before with sort of that experience versus someone who's fresh out of school. Like, why would I pay a kid fresh out of school with no experience $60K a year when there's a guy who's got 2 to 3 years of experience who I could also just pay $60K a year, who has the same education but more work experience? You know what I mean? It just makes more sense to go with the guy who's more experienced. It's nothing against you. It's just you don't have the experience. So it's a tough world out there, guys. Life was never meant to be easy, right? I mean, in the past, like 1,000 years? No, in the past 200 years, people were working in factories, right? People were just working away at these factories, making pennies a day, just trying to get by. No retirement. You didn't retire back in the 1800s. You just died. Like, that's what it was. You eat turnips and potatoes all your life. Maybe on Christmas you might get a piece of raw meat, a piece of expired moldy meat. Bada bing, bada boom. Merry Christmas, and then you're back to eating vegetables and working in a factory. Your kid lost an arm in some type of machine because he had to go to work too. The wife is with you at work. She lost all her hair because it got caught up in a machine. And that's what it is. You got a bald wife and a kid with one arm. One arm and 2 legs. You can still walk. You can still hustle. You can still panhandle with that one arm. But back in the 1800s, it was never easy. And even today it's a lot easier. You don't have to worry about dying on the job as often. You don't have to worry about eating only turnips and potatoes. Meat's affordable. That's pretty sweet. But like, Life was never meant to be easy, guys. I don't know how else to put it. Life really is a tough thing, even with all these modern accessories we have. Like, dude, for example, indoor heat. People are like, what do you mean indoor heat's a positive? Indoor heat's a thing that, isn't indoor heat everything? Yeah, everyone should get indoor heat. That's not true. You look at the third world. A lot of these people don't have AC. They don't have heat. They don't have clean water. In America, we do. In these first world countries, we do. But, like, people take life for granted too much. I think that's the thing. I think people really do take life for granted. People think it's meant to be easy. It's really not. If you really want to make a serious dollar, you got to hustle. You got to get out there. You got to just do it. You got to live a little bit. That's what I'm doing. That's what I did. Obviously, I kind of fell upwards with everything. Life kind of worked out for me in a weird way. Wouldn't say it worked out. Like, I'm not by all means successful yet, dude. I'm a first-year license guy. Like, I'm still green into the field in some ways. Like, listen, I could essentially move to a different company and to possibly get paid better, but I still lack some certain experience that other guys have. other guys who have more experience on me have, who get paid better. So there's trade-offs with everything. When life you need experience, but I just feel bad for these college kids who are looking to get the experience, who are looking to take these bottom-paying jobs, but are still getting outsourced to guys with more experience who will take these better-paying jobs because AI is just taking shit. You know, AI is taking over everything. It's brutal. It's tough. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just so cold-hearted. But here, let's rip the Beyblade one more time. Let's see this sweet victory right here. They allowed me. This is not, by the way, this is not allowed in actual tournaments, but for the friendsgiving tournament, this was allowed. Look at this shit go, dude. Oh my god. I'm so excited for next Thanksgiving's tournament. I'm gonna crush it, bro. You don't even know. Oh man, look at that. Look at that thing go. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Neither will I. Neither will I. I won't stop. I don't want it falling off the table. It's going to fall off the table. Let's get that real quick. It fell off the table. What can you do, right? What can you do? And that's life for you. You know, if I had to give some college-educated kids some advice, I would say just keep looking and keep hustling. Take jobs that aren't even in your field. Just get paid, man. Get your money up. Try and find some work. I think my Beyblade's still ripping, actually. Hold up. That's actually crazy. I still hear it going. It's still going. Yo, that's crazy. It fell off the table and it's still going. And that's what you guys got to do. Life's going to throw you curveballs. Life's going to throw you these twists and turns. You're going to fall off the table, but you got to keep going. You just got to. Yeah, I would say to anyone with a college education my age, I'm Gen Z, I'm 24, I'm young. I would say if you're still hustling and you're still looking, keep looking. I would say you know what I'd also say keep learning. Don't stop learning. I would say learn a new skill, learn different skills, learn multiple things, learn everything you can. Life's not about learning one thing and stopping. Life's about learning. If you can be versatile with different things, you could get more jobs. And I know you spent $60K on a degree that's outsourced by AI because they lied to you. I'm sorry, but the system lied to you. That's what it is. They lied to you. So it's on you to keep learning. It's on you now to beat the system. I'm sorry. I feel bad, man. I genuinely do. See, when I was in high school, when I was, I wouldn't say I was even trying to figure it out back then. I didn't even have a dream back then. I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life back then. When I was in high school, I remember, you know, probably by my junior year, people are starting to get ready for the SATs, senior year's SATs, get the pretest, start studying, get ready. Senior year comes around, it's time to study. Yo, Sam, what are you doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, because I didn't fucking care. Why should I care? It's not, listen, guys, I didn't see, I'll admit it, I didn't see the scam that's going on with this higher education. I didn't see what was going on. I just didn't care, and that was my issue. I just never did care. I didn't like how teachers talked to me. I didn't like how people would tell me, the best way to succeed is to button up your shirt, put on your tie, and go to work. No, that just wasn't what I wanted to do in life. I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. Truth be told, the only reason I got into the trades was because back in the day, my drug dealer told me, Sam, I like you. I'm going to stop. By drug dealer, I meant weed dealer. But my drug dealer told me, Sam, I like you. I want you to succeed in life here. And he gave me a trade pamphlet. And it was an electrical pamphlet for a local trade school. And I said, okay, I got nothing else in mind. And I did that. And the reason I did that because I still wanted to learn. Because life's about learning. Life's not about stopping and saying, all right, I'm putting in the towel. Time to kick back and relax and work a bum job. No, life is really about learning, making the most you can out of it. And I didn't see the scam, what college was back then, but I think the mist is rising. And I'm not saying college is a scam. College is definitely not a scam, but you can get scammed from it. I think there's definitely certain schools out there who want to just take your money and shove you out the door and say, go ahead, go for it, and set you up for failure. You know, we need our doctors, we need our engineers. Shout out to the engineers. I know 2 episodes ago I forgot to mention you guys, but we need you. We do need highly educated people for certain roles in this country. It's super important that we have highly educated people for the right job, you know? Like I wouldn't want a blind guy flying a plane. You know, I don't want some Joe Schmo flying a helicopter around. No, we need this education. We need training. I wouldn't want my dentist being my heart surgeon, you know. No disrespect to dentists. We still need them. Love them. Dentistry's crazy, but it's just we need this education for certain things. But now for other things that we were told is supposed to be big, it's going to be, you know, don't worry, you're going to get out of school, you're going to find a job, it's going to be all right. And now it's not all right. Like, what else do you call it? It's a scam at its best. I don't know. I truly don't know. I truly don't understand it. There's a lot of stuff I don't understand, man. A lot of stuff I don't. And that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to keep learning. Yeah, so this Thanksgiving, it's going to be an interesting conversation around that table. What did you do this year? Well, I lost $50 in a meme coin. Yeah, pee-pee poo-poo coin did not land. What else did I do? Well, I I applied to 600 jobs, had 17 interviews for one job, didn't make it still. They took the other guy. What else did I do? Saw a good Netflix series on how to be stupid. I don't know. Man, what a life. I have no idea how long this podcast's been going for. Let's take a look. We are at... Fuck, I have no idea what I'm doing. We'll be right back. We're at 37 right now. We're at 37. It's kind of... Dude, let me tell you, as someone who's blue collar, who's never actually worked with these computer programs, it's genuinely kind of tough trying to learn everything brand new. Like, let me tell you, trying to learn the stuff that people went to school for is kind of crazy to me. Like learning how to use Adobe, how to use OBS, how to code. That website behind me that's live right now, sammyhutt.com. I did that. I didn't code it. I had ChatGPT code it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to outsource you guys, but like, bro, why should I pay $27 a month for Squarespace when ChatGPT is free? Just saying. I paid $55 for 5 years for the domain name. It's like an incredible deal. Yeah, and it's a skill I learned. I learned how to use GitHub, kind of. Learned how to maximize my ChatGPT usage. Just learning different things, guys. Just try and learn as much as you can. Even if you got that college degree, even if you're still trying to figure out, just try and learn something. Go out in the world. Go where, even if you can't find a job and you're still unemployed, go out and try and learn something. Hell, go on a job site. See if you can learn carpentry. Fucking, I don't know. Maybe carpentry's not your thing. I don't know. Go learn sales. Go learn mechanics. I get it. When you're green as grass, it's really tough. You got to start from the bottom. But that's what it is. You start from the bottom everywhere. See, I don't know if these college kids getting out of school are looking for the peak jobs that they want, or if they're just all jobs, like all these starting jobs aren't available. I don't really understand that. See, by that I mean, like, I don't fully know if these college kids are looking for jobs that pay 3 digits a year or just looking for 2-digit year jobs. You know what I mean? Like an actual starting job. From what I can tell online, it's these starting position jobs just aren't as available. But I don't really know. And sorry, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. But I don't. I truly don't. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I'm just trying to figure it out too. Yeah, Thanksgiving, man. Thanksgiving's gonna be fun this year. It's gonna be a weird time. It's gonna be fun. You know, what are we gonna talk about around the table? Talk about how I won the championship, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now that is something. Let it rip. When I did a little bit of research. I will admit, I did a little research myself on these Beyblades, on how to let them rip, how to fucking how to do it. And it's kind of funny watching these guys do it. Beyblade is definitely one of the more hidden games. Like, I don't think they're ever gonna blow up like Pokemon cards, but it's kind of funny because when you watch these guys who like play solo Beyblade, they're like, they load up the Beyblade and then you watch them on the camera and they go 3, 2, 1, let it rip, and it's just them in a room by themselves, sounding like that. It's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Let it rip, and it's just like a dude in his studio apartment by himself. I like how happy they sound when they do it, though. I'm gonna have to get into Beyblading. I think that's my new hobby. I've been getting some new hobbies lately. I'm still doing stand up. I'm still doing that. It's sort of in a slow season right now with it because I'm trying to do the online stuff. I'm trying to eventually break into the streaming. I'm trying to just do more and more. I'm trying to really just learn stuff. But I'm still doing stand-up as a hobby. That's fun. Eventually, I'll get more serious about it. But stand-up's a weird thing right now, right? Stand-up is really a weird thing going on. Because it's like something I realized about stand-up comedy is you could be 10 years in, super funny, and still just never make it. And that's the truth. And that's what it is. I just... You see some of these guys doing and I love them, by the way, and shout out to them. I'm not going to name any names, throw anyone under the bus, or give them shit, but you see these comics who have been doing it forever, and the best that they can do is host a local show. And I'm not saying, and if that's what they love, that's what they love. It's an art, right? It's not a career. It's an art. You can make it into a career. I think with stand-up, like we've talked about in the first episode, is that stand-up is, if you want to actually make serious money doing stand-up, you got to be online. You got to promote it. You got to get out there. Obviously, getting booked for shows is really good, but to really make it in stand-up comedy, you need to be online. You gotta clip farm. You got to do the shorts. You got to do the skit videos. You got to do all of it. You really got to dive in deep. I think my goal for stand-up comedy and comedy in general, along with this podcast, is to actually do the podcast. That's the baseline. Do stand-up at night. And the main thing is doing streaming. Streaming is the next big thing, if you ask me. Streaming is really that, like, what cable TV is going to be, or was. Streaming is what cable TV was. Like, you got these... streaming is a lot like... streaming reminds me a lot of these sitcom shows with comedians. Like, the goal of a comedian back in the 2000s and even the 90s and 80s was to, like, you do your set, you do a couple of festivals, and then bing, bada, boom, you meet a guy, and now you have a sitcom, and that's your in. And you do that sitcom for a couple seasons, you rake in the dough, and you made it. That's not anymore. That's not it. Sitcoms are gone. All these, like, independent shows. I think the best you got is, like, sketch comedy. But even then, like, stand-up and sketch comedy is so different from each other. It's just so completely different. You could be I can't speak English, fantastic sketch show and still have a mid-fucking stand-up set. Versus you could have a fantastic stand-up set, be super funny at stand-up, and you can't write a sketch show for your life. And that's just what it is. I think a lot, although Shane Gillis did pretty good for it. Shane Gillis figured out the code. Although Shane Gillis also started, like, he didn't start with sketch comedy, but he was, like, into sketch comedy while he did stand-up. And I feel like that's what I'm trying to do with, like, podcasting and eventually when I break into streaming. Like, I want to keep going with stand-up comedy, but continue the podcast and then, continue streaming. I have a couple ideas on streaming, a couple ideas for, like, live streaming, like streaming on, not live streaming, but like in-person streaming, like offline, just like in real life doing stuff. I have a couple of good ideas for that you're going to see in the future. But I think my goals with it are really to keep doing stand-up, keep podcasting, streaming, see where it goes from there. And that's what it's online. It's all online. All of it's online. There's just so much now. You can't ignore it. if you want to be a local in town comedian who does the state and maybe the area, that's fine. That's completely fine. I can't blame you. In fact, the local scene is so important for the stand up like scene in general, stand up comedy in general. It's not even funny. Like a lot of guys who first got into comedy like first saw their local headliners do sets. And then those guys eventually started doing their own sets and eventually got so good they started touring, and now they're headlining for these crazy places and they're making a living. But to get to that level is just so difficult. That's why I think it's important to have these multiple routes of doing comedy in general, not just stand up, but like podcasting, with sketch comedy, with live streaming, which comedians really haven't figured out yet, besides like Brian Redband. He's like the only comedian I can really tell stand-up comedian who I can really tell does live streaming, and he hasn't fully cracked the code yet. But he's got the right idea, I think. I think if you could figure out how to live stream and be funny while doing stand-up, like that's it. That's the next big thing. That's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and break the code. I'm going to try and enter the matrix and then break out of it and whatever the fuck else that means. I just want to do what's fun. I want to do what's entertaining, you know? Wow, that coffee is cold. Ugh. Oh, man. Thanksgiving. What a time. What a time. Headed to New York for this Thanksgiving, seeing some family. That should be fun. Gonna be a long drive. Hang out, check out the scenery. Avoid any deer that cross the highway. That's gonna be a death trap. Where we at right now? We are at 46. Not bad. Sorry, guys. This is sort of like a mix match episode right now. I can't speak English tonight. Jesus Christ. This is sort of just a Thanksgiving special. I didn't really prep anything. I just needed to get something out there. Won the Beyblade tournament. Fuck you guys. I know my friends are watching. Fuck you guys. Learn the meta. Let's talk about a positive note, though. Let's stop being so negative. Let's talk about something that's not black-pilled, because that's what it is online right now. All I see online is all this black pill bullshit. AI is coming for everyone's jobs. Let's be positive for once. I noticed Adult Swim is actually taking a really good bound from their terrible shows to actually stuff that's funny. Here, let's take a look. Yeah, Adult Swim coming out with... Oh, there we go. Adult Swim's coming out. So I don't know what's wrong with the browser, but Adult Swim, they got these new 2 shows. Smiling Friends, that's been around for a little bit. Hey, here we go. Yeah, let's take a look at this. New shows come. I don't know what that show on the left is, but the one in the middle is pretty funny. I forget the name. We're gonna figure out a better setup eventually. We're gonna figure out a better way to do this. 4th episode, cut me some slack, guys. But no, I like what Adult Swim is actually doing with their new TV shows. What's coming out, like a lot more positive, a lot more uplifting. I think that's what we really need right now, is a lot more uplifting stuff. And I'm really sorry about talking about all this negativity and figuring it all out today. I was just I needed to do an episode for Thanksgiving. I didn't really have anything in mind. I want to get more positive for the show. We're going to figure out some more fun stuff. Let's talk about some more hobbies I like, some more stuff I'm into, stuff that's more funny. But Adult Swim coming out with these new shows, more uplifting. It's a good turn for the company, you know? It's going to be a good turn. Like, I think when you got all these like black-pilled, like Rick and Morty, what's the point of life? Type shit. It's just such a bummer on society. Like, why would I want to watch someone who talks about life sucks? Like, that's already what I deal with already, right? Like, I want to see something funny. I want to see something that takes my mind off it. Let's have a good time. Let's have some fun. And I think what Adult Swim is actually doing with this new stuff is going to be big. So I'm excited to watch all that. It's going to be a good time. Oh, man. 4th episode, Sammy Hutt Show. We're going to eventually have some guests on. Probably in the next episode or 2, because I thought I was going to have someone on today, but with Thanksgiving around the corner, I just need to get something out there, get something rolling, keep the idea thoughts, the trains moving. But we're going to eventually have some guests on. We're going to have some tradesmen coming on, letting people know what's going on in the world. It's never too late to start in the trades, guys, by the way. It's never too late. I think the biggest thing is when you're starting from the bottom, there's only one way up, you know? And it's going to be tough. It's always going to be tough trying to just figure it out, figure out what's going on. How can I succeed? It's going to be tough, but the opportunity's there. You know, the opportunity's there. It's not over. It's never over till the fat lady sings, and she hasn't croaked yet. I don't think that's no. It's not over till the fat lady stops singing. It's not over till the fat lady. I don't know. I'm sorry. This is such a fucking washed episode. I bet the audio sounds better. I worked on the audio, which is cool. I just didn't work on the content. What can you do? All right, you know what? We're at like 50. Let's call it there. Sammy Hutt Show, episode 4, baby. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, subscribe. Please subscribe. I don't know how I lost a sub this week from uploading my new video. Let's not do that. Let's not lose subs, guys. Subscribe. Give it a like if you found this entertaining or want to listen to it. Leave a comment on what you think about the work situation right now. I want to hear it from you guys. I appreciate you all a lot. Thanks again, guys. Have a great night. Take it easy. Sammy Hutt. Thank you very little. Bye now.